Welcome to Great Talk and Entertainment. I am your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where we review movies and TV shows and much, much more from all your favorite superheroes, from the Marvel Comics to the DC Comics. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit that notification button to always stay up to date with my latest content, and please share it with your friends and family and show me some love to help grow this page. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, as I continue to review Marvel's What If, only on Disney Plus, this is episode 9, aka the season finale of season 1, and they have not yet announced if they're going to do a season 2. So if they do, I will definitely review those and keep you updated when this is coming out and when I will upload all that information. But if not, that's okay, because I know eventually they'll make another season for Marvel's What If. So, before we get into it, this is a spoiler review, like I always say, so if you have not seen that, go watch it, then come back and listen to my review. It's such a great series. Season 1's done, so you got plenty of time for now before they even do a season 2. And the next Marvel movie won't come out till November, not including the Venom movie, which has recently came out, which I'll review later. So, besides that, I'm talking about Marvel Cinematic Universe. The next one will be in November. And the next Disney Plus series will be Hawkeye. So, be on the lookout for that. So, let's get into this review. Marvel's What If episode 9. This episode continues from the episode of episode 8, where Ultron is destroying every multiverse because he has now collected all the Infinity Stones. He has destroyed every planet all over the galaxy, and now he has discovered Watu the Watcher. And that guy got scared, like, bad scared. He was scared because Ultron is no joke. Like, this Ultron is a winning, successful killing machine. Plus, because he's in the body of Vision, and he's only programmed to destroy all this and to have peace of what he believes what peace is. So, Watu the Watcher, just like they last left off in episode 8, and they continue in this episode, where he goes back to Imperial Strange and says, hey, I need your help. I'm gonna have to interfere, but I need you guys because Ultron is no joke. He's dangerous, and he almost killed me. But he didn't say it like that. I wish. So, he has to recruit Star-Lord, a.k.a. T'Challa, Captain Peggy Carter, Party Thor, and Killmonger, a.k.a. the Black Panther of this season, and Gamora, which there's a lot of what the heck going on there, and Black Widow, who teams up later on and shows up. So, Watu the Watcher calls this the Guardians of the Multiverse. And this is an exciting episode for me personally, just because I'm a big fan of reading those the comic books of the Guardians of the Multiverse. Now, in comic books, there's different versions of that, as in like the Suicide Squad. It's not always the same Marvel character. It could be such and such in different comic book series of the Guardians of the Multiverse, just like Guardians of the Galaxy or the Avengers. So, there is a comic book that's pretty accurate to the lineup of the group. I think the only one would be Party Thor. I think there's a different version of Thor, or it's just regular Thor, the Almighty Thor. But there is a comic book with Thor, but he's not like the Party Thor. So I think that's the only different. Also, I don't I'm not sure, but I don't think there's a T'Challa Star-Lord version either. But I know Black Panther is part of the Guardian of the Multiverse in a comic book for sure. So that's the only difference, but it's based off the different comic books. Obviously, they didn't stick to one, but in one, Ultron is mostly one of the main villains in the comic book series of the Guardian of Multiverse. There's other villains too, obviously, but he's one of them. So that's really cool. This episode contains Captain America Winter Soldier movie. Just one scene where it's the first scene where, just like Steve Rogers and Agent of Shield, they sneak on this ship and they look for the secret thing. Instead, it would have been Bucky for them, but in this one, at the end of the post-credit scenes, which we'll talk about later, was Steve. Steve Rogers and the or Stomper, Hydra Stomper, and we'll talk about that later. You know, one of the things they had, this one had a lot of action scenes. Like I said, this is like your typical Avengers movie, but in like a 30-minute episode. What I mean by that is a lot of actions. The way this Avengers team fought is the same way you would see in any of the Avengers movie or any other Marvel movie you have seen yet, which is fine. So, and this one's more of it. This is its first of its like type to show that type of action scene throughout this season. So they only did it one time, which is on the last one. But if they do make it season 2, which I heard that they are, but I'm not gonna say it is coming because until I see like an official day, then I'm not gonna say it will. So I'm just gonna say they might. But if they do a season 2, I heard and read that they will focus on Phase 4 characters. So that's like Marvel's Internals and Shang-Chi, but I highly doubt that they only do that. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring characters from Phase 1, Phase 2, and 3. Because you really can't forget about those. So that's why I'm just saying it's not officially coming out. But when they do, you know, if they have a Shang-Chi episode, which is fine, but I believe they'll have characters from Phase 1 and Phase 2 and 3, obviously. But in time will tell. The Marvel zombies make an appearance, and the Wanda zombie too. And what I like about that episode, because it's part of the action scene, one of my favorite action scenes is they go on this planet that has no life form, and because of Thor, he was party Thor. He was goofing around, and his the hammer, you know, caught lightning or brought thunder down basically, because he's the god of thunder, duh. But he goofed around, and then Ultron came and found them, and it was time to fight. So they didn't really have a plan, and then they started fighting. But I really like about the action scene because Watu the Watcher used the Marvel zombies, and obviously Ultron destroyed him. But then we had a small scene where zombie Wanda meets Ultron. Now she was kind of she was very zombie-ish, but she wasn't like. But I think I had a theory that even though this Wanda's a zombie, she knows that this is not Vision, because I know in the Marvels, what if Marvel characters were zombies? I know in that episode, Wanda, even though she was a zombie and trapped, she knew that Vision's presence were there. She still remembers him and the love. Now, yeah, she had the urge to eat humans and stuff, but luckily with Vision, the zombies are not attracted to him because he's not real human. He doesn't have actual human organs or blood. He's actually just an AI robot. But obviously, guys, you knew that. But that's why. So I had a theory that even though zombie Wanda didn't, but she just knew that wasn't him. So she was real easy to take him down. And but I've had a feeling that she was gonna take them stones. Like if Wanda could have, she would took them stones and probably made herself human, or probably made everybody more zombies or whatever it be. But I had a feeling that she was trying to rip those Infinity Stones away from Ultron. But in this universe, Ultron is actually much powerful than Wanda. And in Age of Ultron, Wanda was more powerful than Ultron, or probably like equal, maybe equal. But other than that, I think she would have been powerful because the Avengers did defeat Ultron in Age of Ultron. So I would say yeah, she was more powerful then. So, but in this universe, she's not as powerful because that's not Vision. This is Ultron, and Ultron has the Infinity Stone, so he gets an extra boost of power. So it was real for me. I thought it was interesting and very cool that don't matter what multiverse, it don't matter which version of Wanda, she knows who Vision is, and her love for Vision is pretty much ongoing in any multiverse. So basically, like, it's like another thing I noticed, like even Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, he's either dead or a zombie or he's not wanted. Like when Watu the Watcher recruited Gamora, he said no. He said no, Iron Man, I don't want you. Like I just want her. You're not good enough. So it's basically saying even in this, no matter what multiverse or timeline, Tony Stark is gonna die, or he's no more, or he's not useful. So it's pretty much like that's it. So he's always getting the crappy end of the stick, pretty much. And just like Wanda is her love for Vision, it doesn't matter what universe, which timeline, which version of her love for Vision is real. Dead, zombie, British, German, don't matter. She just, her love for our Vision is all out in the multiverse. So that's pretty much canon in any version of that. So that's pretty cool. Now let's talk about another action scene that I really like was when they went back to the Earth where Ultron won, and the only last two humans were Black Widow and Hawkeye, but Hawkeye sacrificed himself, so it's really just Black Widow, and that's where she joins up with the Guardians in the multiverse. And I really like that action scene because this shows like even Black Widow, who's been through a lot, she has learned to never lose hope, and I think that's because of Peggy Carter or Captain America, depending what Earth or multiverse you want to look through. Just still, no matter what, she still matures and she grows, and she's trying to wipe the red off her hands, her slate, whatever. Just like she's been talking about since the first Avenger movie to her solo film Black Widow. She's basically just want a clean slate, and she still had that hope to do that. And even though she has failed and half the human population was destroyed, she never gave up. And her just jumping in, man, she gave her all. It's like she was willing to, like she did in Endgame and other movies, she's always making that ultimate sacrifice, pretty much risking her life, basically, to do the right thing, which I thought was really cool. That's a very, very Avenger-type movie / Avenger-type fight scene. So those are my two favorite action scenes in that whole episode. Now, let's talk about this Gamora, a.k.a. this missing episodes. There was supposed to be 10 episodes, and Gamora was originally... They said that the Gamora episode was supposed to be like episode 1 or something, and for COVID reasons, they couldn't, so they they push it to the next season, they said. So it was very interesting because in this one, instead of like Thor going to that other planet where he's trapped and he's enslaved and he's supposed to fight. He has to do these battle royals and fight. Well, it's this one's where it's Tony Stark and a Hulkbuster, which has Wakanda graffiti all over it. So whatever that was, but they were in like the place in Endgame where Thor got his axe hammer, which I forgot the name of it, so I apologize for that. But it's the same one, but this time they're burning the Infinity Gauntlet into nothing. They were just gonna melt it with some fire and torch it down, which is a good idea. So my theory with that is, I think this is where Gamora succeeds, but I think she's going to do a Thanos. I think she's going to pull a Thanos. And what I mean by that is, not like where if she snaps it, she's not going to destroy like half the population. I think she's going to snap it to her version of a new world order. I think she's going to do the exact same thing as Thanos did it, slash her dad basically. But I think she's going to do it either. The way that went, I want to say something more positive, a more happy ending, if that can ever be. But that was one of my theories. I don't know. Tell me, guys, what you think. What the missing episode could have been about. And then, like I said, Killmonger. This one where he as soon as he's got recruited, he already started planning how to turn on his team and how he was going to take these Infinity Stones, and that was crazy. What I thought was interesting, that it's like he's fighting good and evil. I think there is a good side of Killmonger because he did help defeat Ultron, and that's not an easy task. And he did the right thing, but I think he was trying to gain. Obviously, he just wanted the stones, and he was going to change everything up his way. And I just wonder what it was. My theory would have been it would have to do something with Wakanda. He might have used all the stones to gain some more access to the Wakanda, or expand the vibranium that they have and grow more plants of those, and have it more successful to sell, I guess. I don't know. But I think it has something to do with that if he kept it. Another thing they had was Zola. Zola was the one who took over Ultron's body, and now he's Zola Ultron now. But that was really cool. Who would ever think Zola would be the one that slays the beast? I thought that was pretty cool because I just wonder if Zola is going to exist in the live action. I know this is canon, of course, but where does he show up? Does he show up in the next Captain America movie? Does he show up in a Spider-Man movie? Which I don't think, because they got, from what all the rumors, there's way too many people in that movie appearing. He could show up in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness or whatever else, but if I had to take a prediction, I bet he would appear on a Disney Plus series of a Marvel show that hasn't been released yet. So, I'm thinking like Hawkeye, She-Hulk. I don't know, but I just think it's gonna be on a Disney Plus, because I don't think they would, but hey, they might bring him back alive in the movies, which is cool with me. I support Zola. More Zola. # give me more Zola. Another thing I really like was the Infinity Crusher. In this universe, there's a universe where Gamora lives, and she has the Infinity Stone Crusher, but they destroy it, but they only work on hers. Like the Ultron that she's fighting is from a different multiverse, so those stones have no effect. So I said on the last episode, I thought it was confusing of how Ultron can go in the multiverse with those Infinity Stones outside of his realm, but in Loki, according to the TVA, when they have it, they keep it in their office and use it as paperweight. So because those stones, Infinity Stones, they lost their ability because they're not in their Earth, their realm, their timeline. Ultron made that clear, and Ultron just went and got the other ones from that Earth. So Ultron was already knowledgeable of it, and boy, I'm glad. So that's cool with me. My only thing is now they're confusing me. Are the Infinity Stones important? Or are they not important no more? Like, I don't know. It's confusing because in Loki they made it sound like those Infinity Stones are done. They're not important. Because I always feel like they can always have better ways to show how strong Ultron is, but they decided to use it. But I get why because people remember these, and this is season 1. See, they're only going to use the ones that people recognize, but now when they hit season 2, hopefully they get a little bit more risk, which I think this show has been successful. I know not all episodes are fan favorite, but there's a lot, so I gotta hope that they're gonna do season 2, and I hope they answer a lot of these more questions of the post credit scene we get to is Peggy Carter and Black Widow. They find this Steve Rogers and his Hydra Stomper, and my theory is kind of like I think it's gonna be obviously like the Winter Soldier type. So I think Hydra has a code to activate that, and I think they use him as the Winter Soldier. So he'll go out and he'll probably go bomb and shoot buildings and assassinate presidents, to rich people, whoever they want to assassinate or just blow up. So I think it's going to be one of those, and I hope they do something like that with this one. And I hope they get silly and crazy with it, and definitely take risks. But that is such a cool credit scene, post-credit scene. Like, they got some ideas, and it's so exciting to watch. I generally love this whole series so much. Like, this episode was really fun. Like I said, I love the action. It felt like an Avengers movie. There was great acting, great dialogue, great storytelling. Like, you know, they found a way to use Ultron, they found a way to use Killmonger, and those two were great villains. I mean, there was a lot of other great villains, like Hank Pym as a villain, as the Yellow Jacket. Like, that was great. I enjoyed it. These was one of my episode 9 is one of my favorites. So out of 1 out of 10, I'm giving it a straight up 10. I liked it. It kept me on the edges of my seat. I really want more. So I'm thinking, like, what's next? Like, what if they continue this? You know, there's 100% chance they might not continue on. You know, if they do a season 2, obviously it's going to be different. But obviously, the first episode for season 2, it probably won't connect from episode 9 of this season. But if they did, I would love to see like this Steve Rogers who's been locked up in the Hydra Stomper for a long time. Like, is he gonna go evil and you say a code, he starts shooting like pa 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 pa? Does Killmonger and Zola finally stop fighting each other and find a way to break that crystal and use the Soul Stone or Infinity Stones? But that would mean they have to use the Soul Stone. So I was halfway. I was right. Or are they going to use the Infinity Stones and team up? I would say, yeah, I would love to see those episodes. And to me that makes sense. That's the only way. But what I just wonder if they could include them with the next villains and in other MCU characters for that next season. But like again, like I always felt like because and here's why I always felt like they killed Killmonger way too early in the Black Panther movie. Like in the Black Panther movie, I just wish they kept him alive more. Like maybe lock him up, ice him up like Winter Soldier. Because I just feel like he's got so much more potential, and you could watch him mature and have a change in heart and want to be the good guy at some point, like Loki. And they just did. They killed him off too early. So definitely, like maybe this. I just feel like this should want Marvel fans, superhero fans to want to see Killmonger even more, whether he's the villain or the good guy. Same thing as Ultron. Like I just thought Ultron was way too good just to kill off too. Like I was always hoping he would make a comeback. Like he's an AI. Like there's gotta be a way to make a comeback, and they finally used him in the Marvel What If, and it was so good. I enjoyed it. He was. It was. I think it was a different voice actor, but he was still witty, just like he was in the Age of Ultron. And I just really enjoy it. So I definitely want to see more of them. They're not dead, so that's a good thing in that series. So I don't know. Maybe they'll get out. Maybe Doctor Strange will let them out. I don't know, but I definitely want to see more of those because those are just two characters that you just can't get up. And I hope they give us more Thanos in season 2 because, like I said, this episode there was a Thanos present. Thanos was very, not physically there, but you knew he was around, especially when you saw Gamora and those Infinity Stones. So, it's crazy. I'm shocked that the zombie Thanos didn't show up when Imperial Doctor Strange brought out those, but he did it. But that'd have been cool. But other than that, it was such a great show. This episode is great. I enjoy it, and I can't wait for more Marvel stuff because this multiverse theme is going to be nuts, and I cannot wait. So, as far as this episode, 1 out of 10, I'm giving it a 10. The whole show itself I gave it a 10. 1 out of 10, I'm giving it a 10 too. And so 2 10s, 10 10. And man, it's so great. This is why I love Marvel movies and TV shows. And I love DC Comics, don't get me wrong. But I really enjoy watching the MCU just grow and introduce new characters or give us a new input or new outlook to how we can look at these characters and give it a different vibe or genre. It's really great. Like Captain Peggy Carter, like, ooh man, if they could just give us a live action version of her, that would be great. Oh man, please do it. Even Gamora, I would love to see a solo film Gamora where she has that suit. It was good. I mean, come on, Marvel, gotta give us that. But awesome. I loved it, guys. So that's my review. It's a great show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification. Always be updated. And have a good day.